Today we're going to take a brief look at Beauport, the bay and the headland above it. Beauport is an area of land on the southwestern corner of Jersey, which, as well as having the most unspoiled bay in the island, also has an area of common ground and cliff paths that offer a fine display of Jersey's coastal fauna and flora, as well as spectacular views of the cliffs and seascapes. Beauport is tucked away down country lanes between St Brelade's and Le Corbière. On the headland is a free gravel car park with room for about 50 cars. From the parking area there are two cliff paths, one of a little over a mile that takes the walker down and around into St Brelade's Bay just by the church, and the other that will take you a longer winding route that eventually ends at Le Corbière. The area of land above the bay is a popular place to walk, with its mixture of common land and a network of cliffside paths that gives access to some of Jersey's most magnificent coastal scenery. In the spring, when this was filmed, foxgloves, wild lupins and ox-eyed daisies are in profusion, and soon the whole headland will be bright yellow as the gorse comes into bloom. Bumblebees and butterflies are often in abundance here, and if you're lucky you might catch a glimpse of a green lizard, grass snake or slowworm. Just a quick note here, Jersey has no poisonous animals, and the worst that's possible is a wasp sting. So if you're lucky to see a snake, admire its beauty, but leave it in peace. Beauport Bay is a smallish cove below a high promontory. The view of the bay from above is captivating, but getting down to the shoreline comes at a price. There are three ways to get to Beauport Beach. You can come by boat, as many do in the summer months, or, as is more usual, you can take one of two unmade paths that wind down the steep hillside. The most direct route is down the rough steps that lead from the side of the car park. The incline is steep and the timber sleepers are worn and uneven. This is manageable if you are young and sure-footed, but can be a struggle for the older and less able. The other option is to take the path, which sets off from near the car park's entrance. Although still rough underfoot, this track is wider and takes a longer, gentler route down around the hillside. It's usually less overgrown and is safer, and almost as quick as the more precipitous steps. The area of land directly above the bay that allows access to the beach was, until 1950, in private ownership. However, John Campbell Boot, son of the late Jesse Boot of Boots the Chemist fame, gifted the land to the island in 1950, continuing the family's long tradition of generosity towards the Jersey people. At some time in the past, this area of land was obviously cultivated. However, it has been left to return to nature for many years. The path down to the bay ends at a set of concrete steps, and once you're down in the bay, there's a bank of coarse shingle along the foreshore that needs to be crossed in order to get to the beach proper. At high tide, there is often just the shingle bank left uncovered. But even at low water, the sea never retreats too far, meaning that you can swim at any stage of the tide. The sea is usually crystal clear, and despite the lack of lifeguards, the sheltered nature of the cove and its gently shelving shore means that swimming here is generally quite safe. The bay faces south, so gets the sun all day long. Large areas of fine golden sand make up most of the beach, with a few patches of pebbles scattered here and there. Undoubtedly the most notable feature of this bay is the needle-like rock that juts up on the left side of the beach. And the cliffs to the right of the bay could have come straight from Lord of the Rings. This is an exquisitely beautiful cove, whether viewed from the headland above or from the shoreline itself. Several episodes of Bergerac were filmed here, and in the summer months this bay is very popular with boat owners who like to moor in the sheltered waters and spend the day in this aquatic paradise. Other than the steps down, this bay is completely undeveloped. There are absolutely no facilities in or around this beach. No toilets, no ice creams, not even a litter bin. Nothing. In fact, if you could travel back in time 1,000 years, this beach would look exactly the same. And that is precisely why a certain section of both islanders and visitors regularly make their way down the tortuous hillside for a few hours of life in the slow lane. And so, to sum up, Beauport isn't going to appeal to everyone. The elderly, disabled, or the very young are unlikely to be able to make the strenuous climb down to the beach and back. And for those who want instant gratification or need a car full of equipment to enjoy a day at the seaside, you'd be better off going to one of Jersey's more commercial beaches. However, Beauport has a lot to offer for those interested in nature, wildlife, and the simpler things in life. The headland and cliff paths provide stunning, constantly changing views throughout the year, and if you make the effort to journey down into the bay, you'll find a wonderfully clean, unsullied beach, one of nature's best swimming spots, and the same timeless experience that islanders have enjoyed for generations. I hope you found this both interesting and informative. If so, click the like button. And to see more of our Jersey-related videos, please click subscribe. I'm Richard, and this is brought to you by Jersey, a Guide.